Hey percussion friends, it's Coach K. Today we're going to be looking at the timpani part for Byzantine Dances by Britten Chambers. Highly recommend you search Britten Chambers on YouTube. There's some interviews, you can get to know her more. She's brilliant. She's a brilliant musician and composer, and I think it'd be really good for you to look that up. Second, when you watch me do this today, you're going to notice that I'm using some techniques that maybe you've heard about in band class and maybe you haven't. That technique is going to be called dampening, okay? So you're going to see me playing with my right hand sometimes and dampening with my left. Take a look at that, slow it down in slow motion, see if you can figure out what I'm doing. And the reason is she intentionally wrote a lot of rests in here to kind of get the sound to stop just a little bit and die out. It's really important. So all of that dampening happens on rests. It also happens sometimes when I'm switching in between drums. For example, if I'm going to be playing this drum and then I'm moving over here to this drum, I might dampen this one when I'm done over here so that the sound doesn't bleed over to when we're supposed to be hearing this sound. I'm not able to catch it every single measure, and it's okay if you don't catch it every measure too. The whole point is that you want to try to make these drums sound as musical as possible. So a tuba, a clarinet would not be able to play two notes at the same time, and we kind of want that same thing to be happening with the timpani for this song. Now there are some times that you would play two at the same time, but it's very rare in concert band music, especially here in middle school. A couple other things we need to talk about before we get started is where you're going to hit the drum. So these copper kettle timpani drums, you'll notice that they start to bend in a certain place. Right where they start to kind of have that bend, that's where you want to play. So right here, it's about 2 to 3 inches in from the rim. We want to play closest to our body. So if I imagine, see these lugs here, these tension rods and these lugs, they go across. If it went across all the way to here, and I imagine that, and this one goes all the way across, creates kind of a pizza slice. So you should have a pizza slice in front of you on every drum facing you, and underneath that pizza slice is your pedal, okay? Pedal down with your toe down means the pitch is going up. Pedal backwards with your heel down means the pitch will be going down, getting lower. We want to set up our drums correctly. We've got an F, the lowest drum, the middle drum is going to be B flat, and the highest drum will be E flat. Now it's very important, sometimes we don't know, does the big one go on the right or the left? The big one goes on the left. It's just like a piano where the lowest note goes on the left-hand side, or marimba. The biggest bar, the lowest note goes on the left-hand side. It's the same for timpani every single time. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be playing within that pizza slice, just about 2 to 3 inches in. Really important that we play there, because if we play in the middle, totally different sound. We don't want that sound. And if we play too close to the edge, it sounds kind of thin. Little. So we want to aim for that sweet spot in each one of these drums. That means I'm going to be moving my arm, not my wrist over like this, because I can't play through that drum right on the curve if I'm playing upside down. It doesn't sound as good as this. It's not as intentional. So we want to make sure that we're playing straight up. I play French grip when I play timpani. I put my thumb on top and I use what's called a trigger finger. My middle finger and my other fingers are going like this. That's how I play timpani. That's what I was taught, and it works really well for me. You can play the way you play a snare drum, but it will require more wrist. So I prefer playing like this. It did take me some intentional practice hours on my practice pad, same pad I would use for snare drum, and same sticks even, but you got to turn your grip over so that the mallets are parallel, not like this, and then go like this forever. Now I'm right-handed, so it took a long time for my left hand to be able to do that. But once you practice that, you'll actually find you sound pretty good at timpani. All right, I think that's everything we need to talk about to make this successful. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I am going to get this audio started. you're playing so intensely at the end. But hey, if you're feeling it, go for it. This is a super fun song. There's one thing I realized that I do want to point out to you. When you have the roll at the end of page 1 in measure 55, okay, we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, we've got a forte piano. Here's the secret to playing a forte piano roll on timpani. You don't actually keep rolling. You strike, wait just a split second, then start rolling. And then there's one other special thing you do. I'm going to demonstrate in a second. You start rolling with your mallets close together, and then you spread them apart as you get louder. So watch this. 1, 2. So that's how that part's going to go. Starting at 54. 1, 2. And you can play the 2/4 bar. I'm sorry, and you can play 57, right, left, right, or right, 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 or even if you're left-handed, left, left, left. It doesn't matter what you do there as long as they sound consistent. Now, if you're right-handed, let's pretend, and your right hand is really strong and your left hand is really weak, then you're going to hear this. We don't want that. We want it to be consistent. So whatever you need to do to make sure that those 3 are consistent and you're locking in tempo with your conductor and also the snare drum player, you're going to be golden. Now, I would recommend writing in your music when you've got that roll at 55 going into the next page. I'd write watch conductor or draw a pair of eyeglasses, because you're going to know that roll is 6 counts. I'm watching the conductor, and it's super important that you lock in that 4/4 bar at 57. All right. Happy timping! I hope you have a great time playing this piece. I know my students sure are enjoying it. If you want bonus points for being a good human being, always cover your timpani when you're done, and never, ever, 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 ever use them as a table. And always stop other people from using them as a table as well. Lastly, make sure that your mallets are kept in a safe place. You might keep yours in a bag. You might put a little bag over the top and twist them together. Or we've just got a nice little drawer here that these can go in. Don't ever touch the tops with your hands. You don't want those oils to get on there. You want those mallets to last forever, or at least 20 years, right? Okay. All right. Have a great time playing, everyone. Bye.